Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Friday, the 12th of May 2023. I'm Adam Lang. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. So let's jump into it. Story number 1. The S&P ASX 200 was broadly flat and finished the day up by just 0.07% to 7,257 points. For all the news this week, that includes the federal budget, the US inflation figures, Commonwealth Bank's third quarter earnings, and a big lithium merger, among many other things, the market closed pretty close to where it started on Monday morning. The big theme today was safety, reflecting more concerns about the US banking system. That helped stocks on the local bourse like technology and healthcare companies, while energy and materials were sold off. Among the large caps, BHP, Fortescue Metals, Woodside Energy, Rio Tinto, Santos, and particularly gold digger Newcrest Mining were all sold off. Iron ore prices have fallen due to concerns about the recovery of the Chinese economy, and that is affecting some of those companies. The 2 best performers among the large caps were the healthcare leader CSL and the technology sector's WiseTech Global. The banks were mixed and the retailers outperformed. Now on to story number 2, flooding in Australia, severe winter storms in the US and recent flooding in New Zealand has hit insurer QBE's bottom line, with the group saying the string of natural disasters will cost them $190 million. The news sent QBE's share price down 3.6% to a 6-week low of $14.61. Although there is some good news, at least for shareholders, the insurer will be able to charge higher premiums, with gross premiums expected to rise 10%. One of the key metrics for insurers is proportion of claims to earnings, and this financial year, that's likely to be worse than expected. QBE, which started in Townsville in 1886, is Australia's biggest insurer, operating in 27 countries, managing risk for all sorts of challenges. It is the 21st largest company on the ASX, worth around $22 billion. Story number 3, the world's biggest steelmaker, China Baowu Group, has raised the prospect of a massive investment in Western Australia to build a new green steel mill. The group's chairman told Trade Minister Don Farrell in Beijing that the company wants to decarbonise its operations and is eyeing Australia's abundant clean energy to support the transformation, according to a report in the Financial Review. Other locations, including West Africa and South America, are being considered, but the company hopes to choose Australia. Senator Farrell's meeting last night with the biggest buyer of Australian iron ore will be followed by the tougher discussions tonight with Chinese government officials. When asked whether he thought his trip to Beijing will trigger a breakthrough in opening the way for banned Australian exports to flow to China again, he warned, quote, "The issues didn't occur overnight and they're not going to be resolved overnight," end of quote. And into story number 4, a weak advertising market, rising costs and lower property prices and sales volumes pushed News Corp earnings down 11% during the March quarter, but its share price jumped more than 4% to $25.85. Online real estate platform REA was a weak spot, with the pre-tax earnings down 26%, and that reflected fewer homes being for sale. Dow Jones did well, with earnings up 24%. The Rupert Murdoch-controlled company, which owns Wall Street Journal publisher Dow Jones, it runs book publisher HarperCollins and newspapers like The Australian, The Times, The New York Post and The Sun. It's the majority owner of REA Group and Foxtel. CEO Robert Thomson said advertising in parts of the world was insipid, and the group's decision to cut 1,250 jobs would yield about US $160 million in savings. And story number 5, NBC Universal executive Linda Yaccarino is in talks to become Twitter's chief executive officer, according to the Wall Street Journal, following owner Elon Musk's announcement that he had found a new female leader for the social network. Musk will shift into a new role as chief technologist. In a tweet this morning, Musk said the company's new CEO will start in about 6 weeks, without naming the individual. Musk bought Twitter for US $44 billion last October and said he'd only be in charge for a limited time to complete a reorganisation of the company. He has complained of having too much work and sleeping at Twitter's San Francisco headquarters while implementing radical changes. Alongside that, Musk is also the CEO of Tesla and Space Exploration Technologies. And that's quite a full slate. That's it for the afternoon report for Friday, the 12th of May, 2023. Michael Thompson, Sean Aylmer, and I will be back tomorrow morning for the weekend edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Adam Lang. Enjoy your evening.